Testing.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Just wanted to thank Jasmine and her team and all of you for keeping our brother memory alive and what happened to him, this injustice. We miss our brother. He was a loving brother. Tim loved his family. He loved people. He loved life. And my brother was not, in my heart, I believe he was not ready to die on January the 7th. And he should be here with us celebrating. Should not be laying in a grave, in my opinion. And I vow to fight for justice for Tim and also for Jamel and his family. We are hurting in Florida. Our family is hurting. We got the news. None of us could believe it. I wake up every morning and I'm like, this is not real. This should not be happening. I had just spoke with my brother on New Year's Eve. We had talked. I put him on speakerphone. Me and my husband and my son, we chatted and we said we would call each other at midnight. And so I accidentally called him. It was 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And he joked like he always do. He goes, you know, we have 2 more hours. I said, he goes, well, how much champagne did you have already? So he goes, I'll call. He goes, I'll call you later. And that's how he was. He would joke with you. He would get the shirt off his back. He was just a loving person. Tim would not hurt a flea. If he couldn't help you, he would not harm you. And so we just ask for you guys to continue to pray for our family and Jamel's family. And we just want to say thank you for all that you have done for our brother. We really appreciate all of you. It was really good coming today to meet all of you and say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
We love you.
Thank you. I love you back.
I just want to say thank you for all that you do, especially today, but from the very beginning. I'm Joyce, one of the older sisters, not the oldest, but one of the older ones. This was such a cutthroat thing to find out about for your baby brother. I have a brother at home who's older than Tim, who was battling cancer. The doctors had told us to call hospice. And I told the doctor, I said, well, I know a man that's better, that's stronger than hospice. Yes. I won't call hospice. We did get paperwork on hospice, but we didn't have to call hospice. He's in remission now. But look how God sniffed the baby boy out. Now they told us to call hospice on my other brother. And Tim was concerned, and I kept telling Tim, you better come and see him, because they're saying this and that, and the other. But we just never know when, how, what time things are gonna happen. But what I do know about my baby brother, that is supposed to be here today, and it should be a more joyous occasion, this should not have happened. This cannot keep happening. It doesn't matter what race, what color, what choice of sexuality you want to be. We are all human beings. God brought all of us into this world. We are all his children. This man cannot continue to do what he does.
Mm-hmm.
We come from the state of Florida. Trust me, we don't have the greatest laws. And I'm not going to stand here and say that. But the one thing I can put my life on, the state of Florida, you can't have these kind of drugs in your home because you got to go to jail. And definitely, if you got these kind of drugs in your home and then you got dead bodies coming out, oh, you're done in Florida. So I don't know what kind of laws California have, but we all need to look at each other individually and make some strong decisions. And the things that you all are doing right now, it helps. It helps us to ease the burden that we have. And trust me, we have burden. Mm-hmm. I mean, how do you just, one week you wake up and 3 days later, somebody's calling you telling you, have you heard what happened to Tim? What do you mean what happened to Tim? He's gone. Gone where? That almost took me out. It has not been easy for us. Trust me. And I know it's not easy for Jamel's family. When you love someone, when you really love someone and that's your family, this is the last thing that you want to hear happens to them. We cannot continue to let this happen without doing anything. I'm serious. I intend for the rest of my life until we can get some justice for these two young men, because if we don't, it's going to happen again. Trust me. What I'm telling you is what I told the DA. It's going to happen again. So you cannot tell me on the phone this foolishness, because I don't buy it. I won't buy it. He is my brother, will always be my brother, and I love my brother. He did not deserve this. Jamel did not deserve this. These are young men, okay, that has loved ones that needed to live and fulfill their lives. No matter what they chose in life, we still love them. So all I'm saying to each and every one of us, we've got to fight. We've got to fight together. We've got to fight hard. We can't give up. Even though the road may get rough and hard and tough sometimes, but we all got to stand together. And I believe with us standing together, we can find and we will get justice for the both of them.
That's right.
Thank you so much. Jasmine, you are just the greatest. I finally got a chance to meet one of Tim's friends, Mark. But I've had quite a few conversations with Mark. And he's one that, in my heart, I feel I can trust. He has some more friends, but you know how you feel like kind of iffy, you know? But because they're Tim friends, they're all right. But it's one thing I can say about Mark. And I told Joann, I said, now Mark, he's different, you know? But regardless of the fact, if they're Tim friends, they're my friends. But all I'm saying today is just thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We love you. You're here. You're right here on the ground. We're on the other coast. But it helps to know that we still got backup on the other side of the coast. Thank you so much. We love you. Thank you.
All right, now that I've got my composure back, my name is Mark Chambers. I'm the founder of the National Gay Basketball Association and the local Lambda Basketball League, which Walter and Tim and many other young men had to go through. And, you know, we lost a lot of people in the 90s from HIV and AIDS, and it made sense. We knew why, you know, and if we fast forward and we don't know why, you know, we question, we're angry, but I'm just going to talk about Tim, because if you guys didn't know Tim and experience his light, and I know that might be cliche, but I said, you know, you don't know someone's light until it's shining on you. I deal with hundreds of gay men, and all of them have a story, but none of them were as pure as Tim. I call Tim the man-child, because he took care of business, but then he was still childlike. And, you know, when he started school in 2005 or something, and I started in 2007, Tim was going to work, I had a husband, and we talked all the time about our classes and the struggles. And, you know, I zipped through, but I didn't have the disabilities that he had learning. But he didn't stop. You know, he kept moving forward and bettering himself and doing different jobs. And I would tell him all the time, you're my hero, because I don't know if I could go to work and do this. Right. You know, so he was working, he was traveling, and he was living this life that was, I mean, you envy that, right? But he was pure about it. He didn't brag about stuff. He might have exaggerated some stories, but they were real stories, right? And I'm just very happy that I got to have the 10 days with him in Paris. playing basketball again, because we both kind of stopped playing, and we got together a 35-plus team. We were all over 50, but that's another story, you know. And but we got another medal. I mean, I can tell you, I think the happiest day of his life was when he beat my team in Sydney for the gold medal in 2002, and he wore that gold medal everywhere. And in '98, it's the Gay Games, we played together and we lost to our good friend Alex. And so, you know, this is how I knew Tim. And it's like I told people, Tim didn't send you a text on your birthday. Tim called you on your birthday.
Yes.
You know, or he sent a card, but it wasn't a, you know, and he would always say, girl, you know how we do it in the old days. We don't be texting like these young kids, you know, you love somebody, you calling, you tell them. That was Tim, you know, and I'm, you know, hearing stories from guys from Paris of the things he did, you know, with them, and it just, you know, because you think, is that real? Does he really do that? But when they're telling the same stories, it just makes it even more so. So the day I got a text, I came back from holiday, and we had just walked in the door, and our friend David, who was another basketball player, his heart had stopped back in August of that year, so we were nursing him back. He survived, and he was with us, but now he's leaving. He's packed his bags. We come on, and his bags are packed. He goes, I'm going home. And I'm like, okay, but I got to tell you the story first. So I tell him the story, and then I get the text. And like you, I hit the floor, and I was just like, okay, who is this guy? Do you know him? No, I don't know this man. I have no idea who this man is. But then I called Walter and Alex, and I knew what they were going to try to do. I knew what the narrative was going to be, and I wasn't going to have it. And so we all met, and it was kind of crazy. We met at Walter's house for how, like 3 hours, Walter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just trying to get hold of you guys, and figure out how we were going to attack this. And I'm sorry, I know about Jamal, but you know, being disconnected and it's just the fight and what do, you know? And I didn't know this existed, or else I would have talked to you and I would have been engaged with you. You know, I lost my son to a walk-up gunshot in 2007. And I felt like I was alone in the whole world. And so, but I also learned what I needed to do to protect my son and the narrative they were going to do. And so that was our goal. And every time something was up, I made sure I called the newspaper and combated it. I put my wedding photos in there. You know, we sent every picture we could to make sure. And the next day, that lawyer turned around, oh, they knew each other 25 years. The day before, oh, he's just helping these young men who are, you know. So I say all this to say that thank you guys for doing what you do. I will be engaged now. I just didn't, you know, I didn't know. So, and it's a pleasure probably meeting you too, and I see you, and I'm sorry you look so much like him when you talk. And it's just like, you know, I haven't had a chance to warn Tim because it's just been busy and busy and busy. So, and then Walter walks in and messes up my flow. But thank everyone for this, and it is healing. Thank you. So, my brother Walter.
Thank you.
We're all gonna
I didn't really plan on speaking, you know, when you think you're kind of over it, you're not really over it. You know, it's something to remind you. First, I just raised my glass up to Tim and Jamil. Toast to them, they remember them on forever.
Yes.
I can tell, I remember when it happened to Jamel, me and Tim talked exclusively about it, and how he was very upset about it. and how, because we knew this person, and how did this happen? And he said, oh, Walter, you know, he's gonna get it, because you know what, that's, you know, this is too much. I can't believe it. We were just like astonished that this happened. It's very sad about it, you know. And he said, I'll never go back over there. I'll never, you know, disassociate with this person, you know, he's just, you know, too much going on. Even prior to that, he had seen it happening, you know. And so, the day it happened to him, I was 8 o'clock in the morning, I was kind of like getting up out of bed, and I was looking at the new CNN, and I saw a body being taken out of an apartment. And I saw it, I looked, oh my goodness, I texted everybody, because, can you believe this is happening again to Tim? First person, can you believe it? I can't believe this person, this has happened again. And I waited, did he respond? I'm like, gosh, you know what? Nobody would respond like that. Maybe he had to work or whatever. This went on all day. I'm texting and calling, and can't get a hold of him. And then I remember like the next day, I said, well, maybe he's at work. I went past the house and looked, and the light was on, and I said, well, you know, it's strange. He didn't call back. Not even in my wildest dreams that this is him on that gurney. Mm. And so then a friend of mine called and said, has someone talked to you that, you know, and asking questions kind of anonymously, not really being specific. I said, no, and I'm like, this doesn't feel good now. And then the reporter called and they identified that it was actually him. And I just knew it, and my heart just dropped. I couldn't believe in all my thoughts that they had somehow got united back to, how did this happen? And I was just incredulous, but didn't have time to even really think, you know, think about it, because it was action was required right away. This was happening in real time. You know what I mean? It's like you don't have time for you to pack your emotions or anything. You have to do something and take care of where's the body at, and we got to call a sister, and we got to do this. It's just happening, you know? And so I say to you, people with Jamil, we all have different pain, but I understand your pain. I understand how you feel. You know, when something tragic happens, unexpected, a life gone too soon, with so much to live for and so many things to do, and you kind of think, you're projecting, like, God, what would you be doing now? Oh, we'd be doing this right now. Certain things you'd be doing, what you be doing with your friend, and how y'all be hanging out and cooking or watching something and laughing, and those moments are taken away and snatched from you. You know? And so I've kind of learned how to kind of like appreciate the people I have around me a lot more and hold them close. And, you know, I love you, because, you know, this is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised to us of any level can happen to any kind of way. You know, it was too soon for them. You know, God bless and thank you, people who have been fighting and out there using your voice and things like that. Is heard and well appreciated. Well appreciated. I thank you.
Because the sun is warm upon my skin, becoming Nubian, a cool African vibe. A preaching man in the park with no home, no church, cutting across lines of imperceptibility. Because we are so near, we hear far away. Our children's faint, fading breath, which blows beyond our reach for a poem, is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling encyclical, sign, cosign. Infinite phrases can be meted in a poem on a day like today. Here we are gathered in West Hollywood at this library to celebrate, to honor, to remember our brother Timothy Dean. Today is the beginning of colonized notions of self-proclaiming liberty. For within this poem for Timothy Dean, we are moving. We are taking action. We are moving beyond the limits of state apparatuses struggling to control freedom. Everybody go, freedom! Freedom! Outside of our natural formations, where our poems for Timothy Dean's are our song. A song is a poem, and a poem is a song. Langston Hughes said it best when he said, you may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood and human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. Maya Angelou said, you may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I will rise, just like suns and moons to the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. A poem is a song, Timothy, and a song is a poem. Sam Cooke said it best. He said, I was born by the river in a little tent, but just like the river, I've been running. We got a race, y'all. I've been running. We got a race, y'all. I've been running. It's been a long time coming, y'all, but I know a change is gonna come. A poem is a song, and a song is a poem. We celebrate you today, Timothy Dean. A poem is a song. It'll help us lift us up together. It will keep us walking in a spirit. It will make us shout, hallelujah. I am changed. You are changed. This whole city will be changed because justice will not be denied.
Yes.
Today, hold your glasses up, feels like a poem. I'm honored to just be in your presence, and hopefully what this poem can do is just lift your burden just a little bit as you move around this town and do what you need to do. Let us hold our glasses up. Let us salute our brother as we celebrate, wishing him well on that journey. He is an ancestor who is in this space right now. And let us call up all the other names of people on the count of 3 who have taken on the flight to ancestors. 1, 2, 3. Lamar Alford. Come on, call them out, call them out, call them out, call them out, call the names, call the names, call the names, call the names. And we simply, yes. And as we celebrate a birthday, the cheer is this, that as we leave and go to our separate places where they are, that we remember our purpose, our passion, and our commitment, and we say, we salute Timothy Dean. Salute.
Salute Timothy Dean.
And here's how we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Come on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Y'all gonna work that out. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Come on. Happy birthday. Have a green. Happy birthday. Let's go around the applause for my brother. Thank you guys.